I'm learning the language of lonely, a language I never thought I'd need to learn, but life can present us with challenges and new lessons can force us to take their turn. Well, I'm trying to learn the language of lonely. Lonely doesn't slip so easily off my tongue. There is a tightness in my throat, a heavy weight upon my heart. It's hard to comprehend. I now see why creatives turn it into art. So I'm learning this new language of lonely when I'm actually fluent in the language of love. I've learnt they're completely different energies. It's like comparing a caged bird to the freedom of a dove. Love has this body language, a cadence, texture, tone and sound when two people are together floating in a moment with both feet toe to toe upon the ground. Lonely doesn't look or feel like that. It's practiced on your own with no one else around. I'm learning the language of lonely is tough. It doesn't even have a sound. It doesn't really have any words at all. It's as if you were caught off guard, lost without a coat on the coldest day in fall. It's as if the day your heart broke, everything was said, and there's not a single word left to say. Lonely isn't verbal, it's an invisible internal pain on auto replay. I'm struggling with the language of lonely. It was never a language I ever wanted to learn. And I've completely stopped speaking in my native tongue of love. I read, to learn something quickly, immerse yourself in the culture. After a while, that language will fit you like a glove. But the language of lonely isn't available or measurable on an app. No class or tutorial as a form of progress you can map. So I'm practicing waking up daily to a cold but perfectly made half of a double bed. Replaying conversations and old memories round and round in my head. My toothbrush now sits alone. No daily calls or messages arrive on my mobile phone, and I sit with that heavy feeling of no one checking I made that last train home. I have a takeaway for one most nights of the week. At home alone away I'll hide, now there's no one there to seek. I'll take solo walks with no one with me to share the view. And as a bonus exercise, trying to look after yourself in bed for days when you've come down with the flu. A friend told me once you lean into it, being on your own without someone can actually be really fun, but at the moment when I close my eyes, I see them as if burnt into my retinas by the sun. And the part that doesn't resonate with me or make any sense is how two trees once intertwined, a connection so beautifully intense, broken by a storm, now grow as if always separated by a fence. Strangers become lovers, then back to strangers once again. And the only way to process this is to try and transmute it through my pen. I'm learning the language of lonely, where hopes, dreams and memories become dust stored in an urn. I'm learning the language of lonely, and it's an even lonelier language to learn.